This is a Pechacucha presentation about the language of diplomacy and protocol in China. In order of appearance we are Ángela Rela, Victoria Bacalao, Silvia Chamino, and Laura Franco. China, a nation mysterious and beautiful land, is always appealing to adventurous foreign visitors. It has a population of 1.37 billion. Its capital city is Beijing, and the language spoken is Mandarin Chinese. As an ancient territory, traditions are representative. One example of this is handshakes. This form of greeting is common in China. They are part of the silent language, which is distinctive from this nation. Handshakes are expression of courtesy, congratulation, thanks, and encouragement. Generally speaking, the elder, the senior, the female, or the superior should reach out their hand first. If you have to shake hands with no more than one person, you should shake hands in succession with the senior and the superior, to the junior and inferior, from the nearest to the furthest.
Parents and meals. Punctuality is vital. Being late is a serious offense in the Chinese business culture. Also, try to wear conservative suits. Bright colors of any kind are considered inadequate. And in order to build a good relationship, small talk is essential. Another important point is the hierarchical way to enter a business room. The highest ranking person from the guest group should enter first, followed by the next highest ranking person, and so on. In this way, Chinese members will know who has priority. The sitting is arranged by rank as well. All the Chinese delegation may opt to sit on one side of the table, and foreigners on the other one. In that way, the guest of honor will be seated opposite the host and establish a better communication. Most Chinese business meals are banquets, often with a huge number of dishes on offer. It is considered good manners to try everything you are served without showing displeasure. Also, wait for your host to start eating before you begin to do so, and never take the last piece of any dish. It is also important to know how much to eat. Leaving an empty dish transmits that you were not given enough food, and not touching your food is offensive as well. Do not bring presents, as it is considered bribery, and if you are in China, do not give tips, as it is illegal.
Chinese might be distant or lacking warmth, and in professional settings it is the same. Social etiquette in China forbids hugs and kisses. Therefore, they will maintain physical space between themselves and others. During professional greetings, limit yourself to a handshake. In China, the body language is very important. Regarding business, you have to be constantly conscious, stay calm and controlled, since Chinese keep professional and personal spheres separate.
The posture. We should always be formal and attentive and is to demonstrate self-control and respectfulness. We should sit straight and make eye contact, and we should show our interest and attention to what they are saying. Attention! We should always avoid beckoning with the index finger because in China it resembles hissing and represents disapproval. In fact, it is considered to be offensive, as they avoid pointing with one single finger. Although we said at the beginning that Chinese culture practices low physical contact, the always Chinese business meetings begins with a handshake because they are an accepted form of greeting and are commonly used during introduction and business meetings.
Chinese business etiquette is very different from that of the Western world. Chinese business people prefer to establish a strong relationship before closing a deal, so you might have to meet up several times. No matter how grateful you are, do not bring a gift, since this is considered bribery, which is illegal in China. Show much appreciation or excitement. Also, it is best to maintain composure when dealing with China's business people, as showing too much excitement can be harmful to the negotiation. People in China usually enter their meeting room in hierarchical order, so be careful. And ensure that when you give your business card, it is facing the recipient and that you give it using two hands. Even though it has greatly profited from globalization, Chinese society remains in many ways very attached to its social and family traditions. The concept of yin-yang greatly influenced gender roles in China even today. Yin or women is expressed as soft, passive and weak, while yang or man is viewed as hard, dominating and assertive. This led to thoughts that women should follow the lead of men and therefore that women should not have influence in public affairs. However, currently women account for 44% of the workforce in China, even though they only earn 70% of the salary earned by their male counterparts. Small talk is important at the beginning of a meeting. Popular topics include Chinese art and landmarks and also the weather and family. Try to avoid political related discussions and discussions about human rights and animal treatment. It is also important to know that Chinese people are wary of strong negative statements and find a blunt no impolite. So it is best to use alternatives such as maybe or it is inconvenient.
To conclude, diplomacy and business protocols followed in China are rooted to the values and traditions of this nation, so affirms the Chinese chef Martin Yang. Chinese culture has a lot of virtues that are tremendously valuable to not only us as Asian Americans but also the world in general.